Morning. Yay. You actually survived my show last night, which was impromptu and spontaneous. Rusty's here. The big furry guy is always around when they come on camera. We all know Rusty's here. Let me get him on camera. I actually keep forgetting to put him on. I had to prepare this ahead of time, but sometimes, where's the webcam? Stupid me. Monitor webcam. There we go. I'm gonna just turn this on. I'm gonna activate it. Rusty. Okay. Right now we're still driving, or we're still wearing our spare ears. I haven't ordered the new ones yet. Let's get the cat on. I didn't sort through all those wires yet either. I have to work on that today. All those rooms of wires. Everybody asks me about the cat. That's the cat. If I can get this camera to sit down so you can see the cat. Well, wait. Oops. 2. He's like, it's not gonna stay. You're right. It probably won't. Let me just get my chat up on the screen here. It's already over there in the corner. Jeez, no wonder why I can't find it. All right. So anyway, it's Saturday morning. We have a live show tonight on Discord, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. I think one more D-Live. We'll be streaming on 4 different networks tonight. So, 5 different networks tonight. So, we'll be seeing some new people coming in from the Twitch side, trying to grow the Twitch channel too, at least a little bit. Even though there's multimedia Jerry had said, and I agree with him that Twitch is always going to be the underdog. And the problem is Twitch doesn't have the reach that YouTube does. It kind of sucks. What I want to do also is see if I can still play some World of Warcraft later today. I don't know. What's the latest on the so-called stimulus? Honey, honestly, I don't feel stimulated. It's just basically a bunch of idiots fighting over table scraps, basically. I've listened to it. It doesn't make any sense. It's like they don't care about the actual American people as much. They're worried more and more about themselves and looking good to their constituents, which a lot of them are lobbyists. They don't care about us. Are they going to finally raise the debt ceiling? Unless Joe Manchin gets his head out of his ass. Or if they don't get at least 10 Republicans to at least agree to go with raising the debt ceiling. Don't count on it. Really, don't. They can't put it in with the reconciliation bill. No, they could, but the way that the reconciliation bill is being written right now, they try to put the debt ceiling in the reconciliation bill, and Joe Manchin refusing to vote for a reconciliation bill at all anyway, the government would still default. Sad fact. Ed said he might want to be on tonight's show. And I told him, I said, I want to do a show outside on the porch. Because the weather is going to be nice for tonight. It's not going to be, like, super toasty, but it's going to be, for me, a nice, comfortable day to have a show outside. Because the fact is, but that means that we can't do some of the stuff that you guys want to do if we're doing it on the porch. That's the problem. Can't do the music. The phone calls, the Google panels, everything else all at once. At least not on my phone anyway. Because Ed's got his nose stuck in his computer, and he's not really, or my computer, he's not really interested in actually focusing on what we need to do. He's constantly focusing on his projects on eBay. I do believe in Leo. So, the good choice is, if we do manage to get a night show in tonight, I don't know if it's going to be inside. Like usual, with all the proper circumstances. Microphone wires dripping all over the place, camera wires dripping all over the place, which is frustrating as hell. Or if we're going to just do it a little more organized, like I said, maybe have the show, like on the porch or in the kitchen anyway, with me and Ed sitting in the kitchen talking instead of trying to chase down setting up everything for the night show. Like the last few ones, he wants to show a little train set he had set up, a little simple display on top of the television, which isn't bad for what it is. But hard to say. Last night, recently, it was a good show. We had a lot of people that came in last night. Megan was here. Yes, I heard that you took a sneak look in there. Why don't you want to join me on the panel this morning if you're free? Come on the NASQ support panel. Yeah, I know. Well, why don't you join me on the panel today, right now, because it's open. The moderator chat panel is open right now. Happy Saturday, Michelle. It was good that you're doing a lot of separate videos and things of interest. I'm glad you're going that way, and it was so nice to see you at McDonald's enjoying a nice lunch. Well, the thing is, Craig, is right now I'm running on my spare ears, the equivalent of my donuts, because the other ears wore out, and I gotta go ahead and order some new ears from Ukraine. with the shortage of latex material right now, I don't know how much ears I can get. These are just, they're not even glued on. They're just basically press fit right now. Because I gotta take a bath anyway. But I'm hoping to, see how you're doing. I'm doing okay today. Wish my tea water was a little warmer than it was. That's because I was kind of in a hurry to get some tea made. So we had 107 views from last night's show, which is impromptu, by the way. It wasn't even a planned show. Actually, someone just threw their hands in the air and said, "I'll do something anyway." And at first the show was barely moving along. It took a lot of course, I was getting aggravated as looking through the pile of debris in my desk to sort through, and there's still a pile of wires to go through. I didn't have time to go through it last night, so maybe I'll try to get through it today after I take a bath this morning. Which is the other reason I didn't glue the ears on. Because, first of all, I gotta take a bath, and if you glue the ears on, it's really kind of hard to get the ears on and stuff if you gotta glue your ears on. Because the ears come off in the water. They don't stay on in the water. I'm not used to sleeping without my ears. I have to be honest. Guys, I've gotten used to sleeping with my ears on. And so for me, not having my ears on is like a person, for example, who doesn't have on their engagement ring or their favorite necklace or something like that. That's part of them, you know. So I'll try to get see if we can get the replacement ears from Dimitri. The nights are getting cooler. It looks like you have a little sweater on. No, it's not really a sweater. It was a top I wore for a few years that unfortunately got accidentally washed in chlorine bleach, and I already had hair bleach on it. Oh, jeez, I'll fix something here. This is confusing. My microphone made it look like a halter top. Okay. There you go. I'm looking forward to when the nights get downright frosty. Only thing is already can guess Ed is already starting to whine about the cold at night. Keeps turning on the electric fire all the time. Why do you stop turning on the damn heat? You're raising my electric bill up. It's cold in here. It's only about 15 degrees. I said that's comfortable for me. Stop complaining. You're laying next to the coldest window in the house. When that wind starts blowing in there, this bedroom's going to be a freezer. Well, they do actually, because usually I take the ears off when I take a bath, and then because the glue kind of comes off anyway. I still would love to get plastic surgery and get the ears done permanently, but that's gonna cost money I don't have. Did you say? Yeah, I think you did. FC, you did say to me. Yeah, you did. Yep. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know how much it would cost to get these ears made for real. It's a plastic surgery. I have no idea. Maybe if I was a risk playing Powerball. I guess that would be one thing I would consider definitely doing is that definitely going to getting plastic surgery, get my ears made into these ears for real. I wonder how much that costs. I wonder how much it would hurt. Kind of wondered that too. SC is so good. This looks like it's going to be a real nice thing. And it's not warm out here on Long Island, although I'm near the ocean, so that always gives a nice cool breeze. Okay, fine. The oral steam mangoes, that's fine. Still would love to get some. Oh, come on. I hate this desk. I always do this. It's always sliding against the wall. Come on. Give me a break. Well, anyway. Let me move the stand out of the way here. Looking forward to the final piece. Put on my walker to make it a mobile dolly. So far, so good. Looks like it's just going to be a nice day. Yeah. Alright, Blaze and Lee wants to join in. Let me get my cans on. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning, Michelle.
How you doing?
Morning, cat. I'm good. I'm fighting with my cat over my Cheerios right now.
You doing what?
I'm fighting with my cat over my Cheerios. She wants to drink the milk, but I'm not done with my cereal yet, so...
Oh, okay. So let's give her a little separate dish of milk.
Because she won't drink it. She only wants it because I'm eating it.
Oh, okay.
I am red. They're pumpkin spice Cheerios. They're worth fighting for.
Pumpkin spice Cheerios.
Uh-huh.
Jeez.
I love pumpkin stuff.
Not really into that. Although I'll be honest,
It's the one thing I loved ever since I was pregnant. I just love pumpkin stuff.
Okay. Well, I know that's very common over here in New England, this pumpkin spice stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's just everywhere. Pumpkin spice coffee.
What were you guys talking about?
Pumpkin
Craig
spice
said, oh yeah, anything electric that heats, Craig, oh my God, it sucks your bill.
Yeah, I got electric heat. For when the landlord doesn't turn on the gas boiler, we get the electric heat. And of course, Dad keeps cranking it up. It's like, what are you doing the electric heat for? It's cold in here. Ed, it's 20 degrees Celsius. How cold do you think it is? Well, I've been living in Florida for a few years. Yeah. Well, yeah, you also made one mistake, too. You said, what's that? You're laying right next to the window that's very drafty in the wintertime. You're going to be cold as hell.
Michelle, how long did Ed live in Florida?
But 3 years.
And where did he used to live?
He used to live in Winston.
Okay.
So, he just said he says he's not used to the cold weather of New England anymore because he's been in Florida for so long.
Yeah, I can see that. You get acclimated to the temperature. 3 years is a long time, so I can understand that. Is he still going to stay in Winston with you, or is he going to go back to Florida?
He's going to stay in Winston for now. But, and then, which is the coldest room in the house, and I put on just to warm the room once in a while. While I'm in it, I'm in there, but they are energy picks. No kidding. Yeah. Yeah, they are, because of resistance heat. My little electric heater that we use for the electric fire is like, really, we run it like a 950 watts. Because 1500 is a bit much for a fuse. Especially if this computer's on. If nothing else is running, no refrigerator, nothing, then we can probably turn that thing on 1500 watts. But usually even at 950, it gets pretty hot in here.
How big is your apartment, Michelle? Like, do you know how many square foot it is?
464 square feet.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's not bad. It's, it's 464 square feet. 1 bedroom. Originally probably was a 2-bedroom at one time. But, it was rented as a 1-bedroom. So obviously, and is sleeping in what would be considered a master bedroom at one time. And the living room originally was a master bedroom. The bedroom I sleep in used to be like a kid's room. So, it was just easier, I guess, when the landlord took all the extra doors off just to see that the master bedroom becomes the kid's room. Or the living room, and then the bedroom, which was the kids' room, and then becomes the bedroom.
Did Craig wants to know, is your heat included in your rent?
The hot water heat is. The electric heat is not. The electric heat is tenant supplied, and because the landlord doesn't start the boiler up until mid-October, normally. Sometimes even November, depending on how warm October has been. Connecticut law says he has to have the heat on by November 1st. Unlike New York City law, which requires that the heat must be turned on anytime the temperature dips below 10 degrees Celsius, Connecticut is only based on date. So it could be 5 degrees Celsius outside, and before November 1st, the landlord does not have to turn the boiler on.
So there's one boiler for how many units are in that place?
Well, the other 2 storefronts are also in the system too. So there's one boiler for the whole building.
So does he set the temperature, or
No,
can
we
you
do.
set it? Okay, so you can set it differently
Yeah.
in each place. Okay.
Yeah, each apartment has their own thermostat. For a long time, mine wasn't working because as long ago somebody cut the wire to my thermostat, so it never worked. And then finally, the landlord and his electrician found out what the problem was. After I found the broken wires and we fixed it, and he finally had them hook it up properly downstairs at the boiler. So now we got our heat control back in our apartment again. I keep my apartment about 21 degrees Celsius.
Which is what in Fahrenheit?
About 70
like
degrees
60?
Fahrenheit.
Okay.
So unfortunately, Ed is going to be complaining because he's going to be saying, it's too cold. That's why I warned him last night. I said, you're sleeping next to the most drafty window in the entire apartment right there. Next to the desk that has the blankets or the sheets on top of it. Because when the wind blows, it blows through those sheets. The sheets keep some of the cold air out. But they're not exactly insulated, because the window needs glazing work and needs new replacements. And I've told the landlord over and over again to fix it. Maybe after it, gets kind of cold, he's finally going to yell at Jimmy and tell him the same thing. Fix the window, please!
Here.
Yes, it is. The electric heat is mainly used in the bedroom to make up for the fact that we got a drafty window that basically. But once the boiler's on, we don't have to run the electric heat. We only run the electric heat before the boiler's on, because that one cold drafty window is sending all that cold air right into the bedroom, which is normally fine. Because all I do then is I just basically, crawl under the covers. And don't forget, Ed's a big giant space heater in his own right.
Yeah, maybe Ed needs to put some layers on, get him some long underwear or something.
Maybe. I gotta get him some proper winter clothing. He has none. But he keeps making excuses like, I don't know if I'm going to be staying here, or if I'm going to be going to Florida for a few months and then come back. And I'm like, look, Ed, you forgot what New England winters were like, didn't you? You need some pants, man. Shorts ain't gonna cut it. Not in the middle of January.
No, not up there. If he's cold now, he'll freeze.
I wear dresses year round, but I'm used to cold weather, so it doesn't bother me. But him, no. You control the heat apartment and what the Celsius? Tell me regular temperatures. What you like to keep it at? Normally, I keep it about, as I said, about 70, but which is about 21 degrees Celsius. So, but I got a feeling, knowing Ed, he's gonna crank it to 25 and then basically watch me brain him. Because wintertime is the only time that I'm comfortable, is when I'm cold. And he said, you're weird. You don't like it cold.
That's going to be hard. Whenever you live with somebody, if you don't agree on the temperature, then one's always miserable.
Yeah.
Red, an intimate sneeze is called a kinkajou.
The little packages that come with a window. Yeah, they got those down there. Except the way that our windows are made, it's going to be More like you gotta put it on the window frame. We tried that with the blankets. They work. I got space blankets too. We can put that on it. You know, the Mylar space blankets. They don't do the same job.
What's a space blanket?
It's this piece of sheet of Mylar.
Oh, is it that like silver looking stuff?
That's the silvery looking stuff, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about.
I got a whole nother package. Of that stuff that was given out by the soup kitchen. We used some of it to wrap our its TV out on the porch during Ida to prevent it from getting rained on. Well, it's too far in to be rained on anyway. But basically, anyway.
You have a TV on your porch?
Yeah, the console television.
Is it so everybody can use it that lives there? Or?
Everybody could use it. I'm not hooked up to a satellite dish or anything, but there's a DVD player on it. On the computer.
she said she said a space blanket, not a face blanket. That was cute.
Yeah, I know. I lack certain sounds.
I heard you say space blanket. But he's like, a face blanket is a washcloth.
Yeah.
That was funny.
So anyway, I ended the show early yesterday because there was no one here this morning. That was why I ended the show early, because I really was going disenfranchised because like no one came. I was like, where was everybody? And then
well, I know people are busy. I know some people. You know, I'm gonna be level with you, Michelle. You know, people are tired of. You know, they want the. You're in the drama community, so people come and they like to watch the phone calls. They like to watch the hysterics that go on in your channel. You're cutting that out, so those people are leaving.
Well, they wanted to see hysterics. Did you see me drop the train track yesterday in yesterday's video?
Oh, I don't know. But I'm just, Noodles was telling you, if you want a different crowd of people that are more like-minded than like you need to start networking and going to find those people, because the people that come to your chat are from the drama community, so they like drama.
Yeah, and then they're gonna love Pop's channel. Go to Pop's channel, people. He wants you. Now, Pop can at least make sure to go ahead and do a live stream every now and then.
Yeah, I subbed him up. I actually, that was when I peeked in when you were putting his link and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna sub Pop up. So we'll see what he does.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if he really seriously wants to get his channel to really succeed for what he wants to put on it, he better seriously promote his channel even more than me. Because, I mean, his content is more for the true crime kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the tarot and the murders and all that. That's going to be more something
I like his channel.
He's going to want that.
Yeah.
I don't like the clown picture with the missing teeth, but oh well.
Yeah, I don't like his clown pic either, but
oh well.
It's better than some of the stuff I see.
Probably. Well, the thing is that I know that Megan is kind of in multiple communities. She is into the art community. She's into some of the different groups, the True Crime, the Juggalo, maybe the Juggalos. I don't know if she's into Juggalo.
No, she doesn't strike me as a Juggalo fan. Yeah, Megan is all over the drama community. I see her all over the place.
Yeah, I know.
She doesn't, she's not prejudiced or anything against anybody's channel. She goes everywhere.
Right. And also, I'm still trying to get in contact with the homesteading community too, which liked my show originally. And then, like, Life with Linda came on, and that was one of the first links to the homesteading community. Even though I also watch things like Doug and Stacy and all that, I don't really see Life with Linda here anymore because Noodles drove her off. I did talk to Lolly, though. She said that she was hoping to try to make back to the morning shows now that she's back on the East Coast again.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah, we'll see what I can get her back. She said she wants to come back on the morning show. Let's see. Well, we know that, as I said, Life with Linda hasn't been on in a while. Noodles, Noodles kind of acts more like Pop. He doesn't realize it, though.
Well, I learned that you have to take Noodles as a character. When he's on YouTube, he plays this part, this kind of like narcissist, jerkwad. And you got to take it with a grain of salt because I don't believe he's really like that, but that's the persona he wants people to see him as on YouTube. So he comes in and he trolls people. But I mean, I honestly think that he's a decent guy in real life.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. FC, I don't disagree with you, but I don't think that's exactly a new thing. Let's be honest here. When you and about 7 to 10 billion people, or maybe not 7 to 10 billion. Okay, let's say about 5 billion people all competing for the same eyeballs. There's only so many, so much room to show all those videos. I mean, even Multimedia J-Hits is the same thing. It's like, it's really hard because YouTube has a problem. In one sense, they got all the big guys that have production teams and stuff like that, like Linus Tech Tips, and they have, the money to hire a crew. Whereas you got the other guys, the little guys like me, who come into their YouTube, and they're the ones who are putting out the cat pics and the simple videos, expressing what they feel, and yet they got to compete against a company that has a multi-million-dollar budget. Now that's not exactly a very level playing field whatsoever. But then again, both groups are still vying for the same users' eyeballs, and I think that more like bigger channel like Linus Tech Tips is going to seriously get their attention from the viewer before they come to my channel. Eventually, those who watch and enjoy your channel will start to share it. Once at that point, you'll have to put in as much effort because others are helping you. Well, we are working on that content. We do have some new gear coming that is going to help us to continue to get out more and do some videos.
Michelle, what FC is trying to say is, and I know this from experience because I've helped other people grow their channel. I had a friend who was stuck at like 200 subs. All he did was he would go live and he would expect people to come to him. And I told him, you need to go and socialize in other people's streams so people get to know you.
I do.
So you build.
I have.
Well, okay. Well, you need to start doing that more. And once you do, then people will start coming from the streams. The minute he started doing that, he blew up. And he reached his 1K and got monetized.
YouTube took away a very important feature, which was to go to that person's channel function.
Yep, I know.
That's going to make it harder for people to conveniently right there and click on that person's channel and go to it. It's going to go, they can't do that until either A, they search and get out of the chat they're in, whereas with the other way before, you used to pop open another window, they could see what your channel was about. That function, YouTube took that out. That immediately makes it harder for the small guy who's just getting started to be found. For example, look what happened last night with Pop. On 999 Papa Martin's Tarot, and I forget what the rest of it was. Okay, the point was, we actually had to carefully type into the search his username to find his channel. And if you ever see my username, it's not exactly that bad, but I've seen people with channel names that are even longer than mine. Okay, MicheleMarieDalene is not too hard to type. Unless you can't remember how to spell with a damn. In that case, yeah, then you're going to be screwed. So, YouTube, when they took away that ability to go to another channel, that was a major slap in the face. Because that was a feature that made it possible for you to easily, quickly go in and check out the other person's channel while still keeping the chat window going on one window.
Yeah, well, they did that because of these channels that were doing that sub for subbing.
But that's between the channels that do that.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, but that's still a stupid reason to take away a feature that actually is also valuable for us content creators to determine if the person that's actually subbed is the same person that they claim to be. Especially when you get lots of duplicates.
Yep, I hear what you're saying, but it's that old saying, like, one bad egg.
And I'm going to send a message to feedback about that, because I think that feature should never have been removed. I've also heard that maybe it was removed because of COPPA.
What is that?
Child Online Privacy Protection Act.
Oh, yeah. Could be.
I still think it's stupid, though. I mean, it's not the solution to the problem.
Do you still talk to the Google team or no?
I am still involved with their surveys, yes. FC says, Michelle, why are you talking about teams of people like these big channels have? That's not even an option. At some point, those big channels had put themselves out there and found a target audience. Yes, I know. But what I'm pointing out is, FC, and you cannot deny it's true, is that especially the tech channels, their target audience are people that are interested in tech. That's not the herd. I mean, Linus Tech Tips is certainly no small channel. Okay? Same thing with Adrian's Digital Basement, BigLive.com. It's the tech channels that do well because that's something people love, is tech. Cyber stalkers will use that feature. But yeah, you can still click on that person's channel in the comments if they post a comment. So the point is, by removing that feature, all you did is you made it harder for people to find other channels. That's a feature that they should never have taken away. It's not even a solution to take away something that actually could be valuable for content creators that want to determine if the person that's actually on the channel is the real deal. Too many times fakes come in and they say that they're, for example, the fake MicheleMarieDalene. First, you take away their verification badges, so now you can't prove I'm verified because I don't have 100,000 subscribers. Yeah, right. How likely is that going to be? Then you take away, the go to channel during chat. Well, that's kind of stupid. I don't think that's the answer, YouTube.
You're right, FC. That's how it works, Yeah, it's a lot of legwork.
I also send comments to other channels as well. I watch a lot of channels. And right now, a lot of them have been covering the stimulus check, which I'm not going to cover because there's nothing yet to report. And that's how It's Jimmy got started. Then the fact that he would recommend how people can sell stuff on Amazon to make them a living. Well, now he really, really hypes up his channel a lot. And it's like, I think that sometimes there's only so much you can say about the stimulus check, for example, before you realize, oh, wait a minute, I said that at 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Let's see, what was it? It was, he said 10, 3, and 8 p.m. Wait a minute. So you're going to say the same thing that you said at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. Why are you even wasting your time? You already said it. It hasn't changed any. And then YouTube, because he probably lets them do automatic mid-rolls, runs ads in his videos every minute apart, it seems like. That's YouTube that does that. How in the heck does YouTube think that's going to work? Yeah, I am in the comment sections. Right. I know that. And so are tarot card readings. Tarot card reading channels are like, there's dozens of them. Yeah, well, that's where my videos come in, because my videos also where I can focus more detail on my niche items and not have to worry about getting sidetracked with chat. People can actually look at the videos in more detail. Playing to squeeze yourself into the tech and simulate markets is very difficult. Right.
Those channels you go to that they talk about the stimulus check, do they get a lot of people in their chat?
Oh, yeah.
Do they?
Yes, they do. Blind the Billionaire tends to specialize more on the people on the entitlement programs. It's Jimmy features more older people that are, have families. It's Jimmy has about 300,000 subs. Blind the Billionaire has about the same number of people. Both channels also feature other videos as well, not just stimulus, but it's the stimulus that made Blind Billionaire take off like a rocket from 2 years ago. He's legally blind. Actually, he's registered blind. I think he's got only some. I think he only has some light perception now. But he's, reached out to a lot of people. You enjoy spiritual topics, why not do some of those? We're supposed to do that on mine, but we never got to it. Yeah, I know. We gotta work on Lumi's channel too sometime. I was gonna do them on the couch, but unfortunately the couch looks like a mess right now. Because it likes to sleep on the couch like in the daytime. Rusty, what are you doing? Yeah. So, so how many people are watching right now? I can't tell.
You have
4.
6, 4,
Oh, 6
or 4. 4.
Yeah. But the same number.
Yeah, and you know another thing, Michelle, you need to start putting that in your title. Like if you have a topic you want to discuss, you got to put that in your title.
We do. When we have one, that's what we do when our videos. If you look at the videos, they have topics in the titles.
Yeah, your videos do. But you know, again, you're in a community that likes to do live streams. People like to come in and chat with each other.
Yeah, I know.
You're not gonna get a. I don't know how else to explain that.
Well, I'm trying to find a way to balance the two groups. There's like, you know what? Well, why don't we put the video on from yesterday, and then everybody here can watch that video along with you, and then they can see what yesterday's video was about. Kind of like a premiere kind of thing. But it's already premiered. That's not a bad idea. Are you up to that, Leo? Let's do it. Let's do that. Let's get this.
Wait, what's that?
What Lumi was suggesting is why don't we play yesterday's video right now, kind of like an impromptu premiere, so that people who didn't see the video can see the video, and then we have something to talk about.
I don't know. You only got 4 people in here. I think the 4 people that are here probably seen that video. I watched it. I know I watched it.
Yeah, you probably saw me talking about trying to work on Ed's trades real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember you. Well, no, did you drop the track? I don't remember if I seen you drop the track, but I seen you. Yeah, I do remember seeing you drop it because Ed was.
You probably laughed at it too. It was kind of funny.
Wait, okay, so FC said,
I wasn't trying to be funny.
To the potential new viewer, Michelle's video feed doesn't stand out because she doesn't have any topics listed for most of the streams, which completely takes away from the word. Yeah, because people don't know what it's about. Red's got his face blanket on.
That would be, what is a mask?
Yeah, you consider a mask a face blanket.
Well, I use a headscarf as a mask because my ears. So, because otherwise the standard mask doesn't work with my ears. So, I use a headscarf that I pull over my head, kind of like a big giant tube sock. And that way, if anybody asks, they can say, "See, officer, I got a mask on. Okay, it's covering my mouth and my face, just like it's supposed to."
Yeah,
right.
They make these masks that are pretty cool. You can use them as, like hair ties. You can use it as a mask. You can use it as like just a throat warmer. I love those.
Yeah. Well, I think I've shown it once before in the video what it looks like. It's actually a winter piece of neck gaiter or something. And that's basically, I just pull it up and
yep.
Cover
yeah, I've got
face.
Some of those.
Because that works fine for the ears, because I can pull it down like a sock. So it goes over my ears, and then my ears can still stick out.
And just out of curiosity, FC, because yeah, I know you have a pretty good channel. How long did it take you to grow your channel?
Well, his channel has a very specific topic.
Mm-hmm.
Which is different than my topics.
Right, I know. But I'm just curious because he, like you said, he's very specific about what he talks about, but he still has a pretty good following.
Yeah.
But again, he labels his streams, what he's going to talk about.
Well, the
And
problem is
organization on here is key too. You want to line up certain things you want to talk about. The stimulus is over talked about. Um, the YouTube rules and guidelines, it's over talked about. People don't want to hear it all the time. You need to come up with newer, fresher ideas. More stuff about Ed and his trains. I mean, I know he doesn't want to be on here, but maybe if you start telling some stories about Ed, people can engage with that.
Yeah, well, we try to do some of that stuff, but don't forget sometimes the show gets derailed by the phone calls and stuff that come in that totally flip the show completely on its head. So
right, that's why I said I don't think Ed's good. And I know I know that a lot of your audience is not going to like what I have to say. I don't think Ed is good for the night show. I think Ed is good in a controlled stream, something like the morning show where it's more relaxed. You're not taking
but he's
the phone
asleep
calls.
in the morning show. That's the reason why he can't do the morning show.
Right, and I understand that, but you don't you don't want to do the night shows with the phone calls at night all the time. You're just reserving that for one day a week, which is fine. That's your call.
Right.
But maybe you might want to talk with that and say, okay, why don't we do something a little bit later in the day?
Yeah, he and
where
I
we're
already
not
were
doing
talking
phone
about
calls.
that.
Yeah.
He was thinking about doing the late night show tonight. I said, well, I don't know how it's going to go with phone calls. And I said, I don't want to have to go through all this pomp and circumstance and sending camera wiring all over the place, echo problems everywhere. I would rather just like to sit down and do kind of what we do off the show, which is to talk about everyday stuff. Yet, I said, that's what they probably want to hear anyway. But unfortunately, he's got his nose stuck in the computer more than out of it. So unfortunately, I can't really get him to, because he's wrapped up right now with the train stuff. Which is, I do admit, it's starting to get a little bit, frustrating for me too. I mean, he really loves his train stuff, which is, I understand that. But I'm like, look, Ed, could you at least get your nose out of the computer for a few minutes? I know you have a lot to say, because we talk about this stuff off camera. We get into big, long discussions about government and the government's stupidity. And I said, why can't we do this on the show? And he's like, I'm always working on my train stuff. Exactly. So I can't even get you off the show or on the show to talk about other things than trade stuff. But on the show, he doesn't clam up. He's open-minded. He's got a lot to say about what's going on with the government and what the good government's doing. But getting him to talk about this on the show, he's got his nose stuck in the computer more than anything.
Yeah, well, that's where he needs to change it up for you. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. And then, of course, when I'm actually, like we had Megan on yesterday, we started talking about things. Megan said a few things that were kind of interesting, but I mean, people kind of liked that in the end of the show. But the thing was, she wasn't on at the beginning of the show either. She came later on in the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But we did get up to 10 viewers in the end of the show, according to the YouTube calculations.
Okay, so about a year.
My channel covers a lot of different topics, but I do have a few things I spend my time on. I started in 2018 and so grew steadily through the 2018-19, late 2020, more people. Well, my problem is that my channel has a way of pissing off people without even meaning to. Which is the thing that makes people really frustrated, and it makes me frustrated because we're not sure why that even keeps happening. There's lots of examples of that. Monica and Charlotte are the two newest ones, but there was also Irish Ginger Marie. There was also a few other people that started coming to the channel because they themselves didn't like the other people in the channel, or they didn't like what I said, or I started sharing.
Well, again, Michelle, these are all people from the drama community.
Yeah,
they live for drama. So, I mean, if you're not giving them drama, they're going to create their own drama. You got to pay attention to the people where they come from.
And what am I supposed to do? Like burn my house down as a drama story or something like that?
No, you need to find a different class of people. You don't want the drama. You need to find people that don't want the drama as well. I don't like the drama either. It's part of the reason why I left your channel to begin with, because I kept, there kept being drama with me. I don't get down with that childish bullshit. I think it's dumb. I'm not going to fight with people that have no meaning in my life.
Right. And as I said, I wanted to try to really focus on the educational aspect of what I do. Now, of course, I know I'm not as smart as Great Scott or even Tom Scott, but I mean, I'm pretty skilled in my own ways. And I'm certainly no photo induction. He's the guy that blows things up with a couple million volts here and there for fun. Or I'm more like a big Clive type channel. Where I get into the nuts and bolts of things when I can. And I'm a little bit of an Ave as well, but I'm not. I'm a little bit of an Adrian's Digital Basement. So I have a lot of technical stuff that I do. And that's the reason why this channel was created, was just showing the things I like to do. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. You're exactly right. And if that's what you want to do, then continue to do it. But again, the crowd, the audience, the community that you're showing this stuff to, they're not interested in that. They're interested in drama. That's why it's important to network to, other channels that are interested in things that you're doing.
Yeah. Well, right now, like I said, maybe I'm just like your typical everyday NPC in the sense that, I don't really have a lot of unusual topics. I do, but they're not affordable right now to do. For example, we talked some time ago about building the power supply converter to convert from U.S. outlets to British outlets, which requires a transformer specifically because you need to rewire the neutrals. To do that, those transformers weigh about 70 pounds a piece. So to produce the 3,000 watts that I was looking for, because you want to plug it into my stove outlet. The problem is I can't carry 70 pounds up 3 flights of stairs. So that ain't gonna happen. I'm lucky if I can carry about 30 pounds up 3 flights of stairs without basically busting a nut. So so obviously that changed that. Maybe if I was he invest in something like a smaller transformer for the project? Sure, but that project just isn't likely to happen, right now.
Okay, so what you're interested in is obviously you like tech stuff.
Right.
What are some other things you're interested in?
Well, I'm interested in construction.
Construction, okay.
Because my family's in the construction trade, so I'm interested in building up housing, things
Oh, I
like
didn't know
that
that.
as well.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
But
So
money
then you
is
like to look at different buildings? Like are you into the architect type stuff or just how things are put together?
kind of both. I'm actually interested in how things are put together, but also would like to try to be able to put some things together myself. That's one of the reasons why I downloaded a program called Dream Home 3D, was so that I could start doing just that. It's a home design software that lets you build three-dimensional versions of homes and things, but it doesn't mean I still don't want to build my real home, because I do. But the software lets you do just that. You can actually build models of houses and things. Right is right, Michelle. If you promote among the German community, you will obviously bring German on your channel. Well, right now the thing is, I'm also trying to promote my channel among the DIY groups too, which is a lot of the DIY people don't necessarily do live streams. They do videos because that's how they've been focusing on their craft, because they realize that if they do live streams, I know Big Clive does live streams. He has hundreds of thousands of people that show up in his live streams when he does them. But I have talked on Big Clive's chat with people, and same thing with a few other tech channels I watch.
Okay, I'm just looking at your videos, and I wanna read the titles to them, like Chill Zone Drama Free, Chill Zone Drama Free, the Monopod Test and Chat, Chill Zone Drama Free, just talking about stuff, Chill Zone Drama Free, Chill Zone Drama Free. People you need to start getting catchier titles, even if you have to clickbait a little bit, because people aren't going to come to something that is going to be repetitively labeled as chill zone drama free.
Well,
You know, to say like, okay, we're going to talk about Biden today. Just throwing that out, Biden, the president. You got to start putting stuff in your title, even if you only spend 10 minutes on that subject. You can put that in your title, and then anybody who's interested in hearing what you have to say are going to come and see that. So if you have chill zone drama free, nobody's going to be coming to that because they already know what to expect. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you need to start putting a little pizzazz on your titles. That's one of the key things of YouTube. Those titles catch people.
By the way, speaking of that, take a look at the videos versus the live stream titles. Or better, let me go pull them up for you. Let's see. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get the other videos up here. Oh, here we go. Let me get to my other chat tab here. I'm gonna pull up my difference in studio here. Let's take a look at the titles for content that are not live streams. These have titles. These have descriptions. These have much more specific things. Let's go with scene 3 here. Okay. Capture. Gear. Select. Alright. Click desktop. Picture. Google Chrome. Alright, here we go. So this is the channel videos. Okay, so here we have, these are videos now. The monopod test, just talking about stuff. Okay, that doesn't sound too exciting. what I am doing on this. The U.S. government needs to get itself together. That's for members. Okay, quick tour of 2 Cumberland Farms. RAM memory is not an installation procedure. My personal feelings on playing around with highlight video. Who is Google moderator? Repairing broken USB ports. I retouch my hair with my ears on. Why I'm sorry this isn't working. Cheap LED rechargeable lamp review. You got to be kidding. The new super thanks. M views and sorcery and karma. That's kind of related to spirituality you asked about. Winston McDonald's is now open. A quick review of my improved Blood Elf ears. I got those in July. Okay. Actually, I got them in June, but I actually wore them in July. So, that's July, August, September. So, 3 months of the years. So, the point is if you go by those, now, take a look at the likes versus dislike ratios. For some reason, they're all over the freaking planet. I don't know why. For example, why does I'm gonna pull some of the worst videos here. No, let's this one here. It says here what I am doing on this has 20% 1 like out of 4 dislikes. I had 33 views on that. The current video has 30 views with 2 comments, 33.33 with 2 likes, 4 dislikes. So the question is what? How am I supposed to make heads or tails out of those analytics?
Okay, I'm gonna try to put this to you. I'm gonna try to explain this to you. These dislikes are from people who want the drama. You're not going to get rid of that until you start building a community of what you want. A dislike is still a view. I would not put too much time or effort in worrying about if you're getting likes or dislikes. They're disliking it. That means they're coming over here. They're viewing it. I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, it's just a dislike.
All right,
it's not no big deal.
Let's take a look at another screen for a second here, because this one is an interesting screen. You see this? You see this light blue line, this cyan line here? These are new viewers. You notice that the new viewers haven't really gone up any. The returning viewers are still there. Now, I'm not exactly sure where the new viewers come from, because, obviously the people that have followed the channel through a variety of sources, but they're not really seeing a lot of growth on the new viewership. So, I'm not sure. Our subscribers is up. Total members, usually membership perks is 1. Unique views is 10K. Returning viewers is 490. So, what it comes down to is I'm not exactly sure how to get the new people to come in, besides, obviously, as I've been trying to do, is to try to find a way to reach out to them.
And your titles. And okay. So your personality, Michelle, so you're a little bit...
Let me ask you a related question.
Okay,
what exactly do drama people want? What exactly is drama?
Well, in the drama community that, I've come out of and people have been in that have been here, they like to see, they like to see people fighting, or they just like drama. I wouldn't even worry about what they want, because that's not what you want at your channel. It's very childish, if you ask me, the drama that goes on over there. People fighting with each other over stupid stuff. I wouldn't even worry about what they're looking for, but that's your community. And that's why you're getting disliked. That's why, the people aren't coming over, because they're not getting what they want. And that's good. But in order for you to grow your channel, you need to go and find people that are, more interested in talking about real life things. And that's going to take, because you're known, Michelle, your channel is known for a lot of,
different things.
Shenanigans. Well, no, shenanigans. One of the reasons I came over here was Noodles was promoting you, the calls, and then the troll callers that would come in, and, all that. That's what your channel is known. You need to reestablish your channel. And the only person who can do that is you. And what you have to do is going to be a lot of work. You have to stick to your guns.
Right, that's what me and Monica were trying to do also. But then Monica herself.
Yeah, but Monica went at it the wrong way. She was trying to isolate everybody. You can't do that, especially since all those people who Monica was trying to take away from your channel and block them, those were your viewers.
Right.
If they didn't like the stuff that was going on, eventually they would have just left. Now what Monica has done has created enemies for you. See what I'm saying? Because she was blocking people, not letting people come over here, because
good for the drama community, not good for non-drama community.
What?
Well, the thing is now, are those people ever going to come back? The real ones that really have true, genuine concern about the channel. That's the question. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if I'm explaining this well or not. But on the other side too, Michelle, is what I think that you want is like a talk show. Something where
I want
you can talk about real life events. I would also like
to try to do a talk show idea too. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So this is where I'm going to lead into this. Your personality, Michelle, is kind of dry. You need somebody like Skynet to bring in some comedy to lighten things up as well. To get his viewpoint and your, you need somebody, a yin to your yang. If you want a successful talk show, these are things that like I said, write this stuff down. You need to have catchy titles. You need to have topics to discuss. Line up panel, people who join your panel. If nobody wants to join your panel, then you have to be, come outside your shell a little bit and joke around with people. Don't just, talk about the thing and then.
Relay question though. Okay, now who is the Boit? What's the story with the Boit? I know what the story with the Toit is. They're the big guys, the PewDiePies, the Logan Pauls. That's the Toit. Those are the top of YouTube. It's the Boit I want to know more about. What exactly is the Boit? Why do they call themselves the Boit? What does the Boit specialize in?
Okay, the Boit is drama. They have mixed with the drama community. And I'll tell you one thing, the community I originated from, I thought was bad. The Boit is 100 times worse. I wouldn't even get involved with the Boit. I'm talking anybody from the Boit. And that's, what's that one lady's name? Rosie Kelly? What's her name?
Yeah, Rosie Kelly. And then there's also Pansy. And then.
Yeah, I would not, they're all, well, Rosie Kelly, she's not too bad because she's got her own little thing going on. She doesn't really come over and, enter in the drama communities, but that's how she's kept her channel the way it's at. Pansy is all intermingled with all that drama stuff. These are not people you want at your channel, Michelle. I'm telling you, because their haters will follow them over here and will bring their drama.
Right. All right, so now I do think a co-host would be a good idea. So what co-hosts are good at technical discussions? I know FC is
Well,
good on the
Skynet,
spiritual level, which we could do.
when you can get Skynet up here, I think he does a pretty good job because he brings the humor, but he also knows a lot of the stuff that you're talking about when it comes to technical stuff. Unfortunately, Skynet's not always, available. So, if you get somebody else up here, like if I ever join, I'm not into the technical stuff, but, I'm into the real world news and, everyday living stuff,
Right, well, that's kind of
cooking,
where FC
animals.
comes in, too, because FC is good for that also. And
Yeah,
so is
FC.
Skynet. He also covers the news, too. So, yeah, Also, how do we get into the homesteading community? Let's double check, see if the homesteading communities, who I believe they include, which include Off the Grid with Doug and Stacy, for example. That they're homesteaders. Is that what the homesteading community is? Let's make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, I don't know who Doug and Stacy is, but yeah, the homes. Now you got to watch who you get from the homesteading community, though, because I do know a few people who are in that who are intermingled with the drama. That's why it's very important to sit back and kind of lurk and watch these people and how they interact with people.
Sure
if they're constantly fighting on their channel, you don't want those people here.
Well, I mean, I'm sure if we were to draw Venn diagrams of the different communities, I'm sure you're going to see a lot of intersection between them. Because I don't think anybody's one or the other. Because, I mean, I'm certainly not just into off-the-grid living. I'm also interested in the science and technology, interested in the news and the stimulus and the budget and the government issues. I'm into that. So if you were to draw a Venn diagram, you see I have a lot of interest in a lot of different communities.
Yeah.
Have I ever seen?
But the thing of it is, you gotta pay attention to your longtime supporters too. Just Miss Jamie, Skynet. Paul is kind of on the outs right now. He's doing his own thing. FC, Pop, all these people that have been with you for the longest time,
right?
Who have given you great ideas and suggestions, but you just mull it over, and they just, I mean, you don't mull it over. You just kind of like, why can't I talk today? What's the word I'm looking for? You ignore it. You ignore the suggestions and you go back to doing what you think is right. Well, what you're doing obviously isn't right, Michelle, because you're not going anywhere. You need to start listening to these people that legitimately care about you and care about your channel, and they know what they're talking about.
Yeah. By the way, have you checked out a new feature that now exists in the Google Analytics screen called the research function? This is a search. It says right here, the description is, here's what your viewers of similar channels are searching for. Okay, we got words like Pisces Tarot, Shiba Inu. What is Shiba Inu? Does anyone know what that means?
No.
Cow Stella, Nicole State. Life by Jen. There's a content gap. Which means the search where people find content unsatisfying, outdated, or unavailable. Gabby Pelito timeline. That's current event. Caravan.
Michelle, I'm gonna cut you off here for a second. Did you hear anything I just said? I mean, it just seems like you just ignored me, which is another reason why a lot of people walk away from you, Michelle.
I'm not trying to ignore you. I was just wanted to show you this thing that
okay. I just want you to realize you've got a lot of people that do support and do care about you, but it just seems like you're not listening to them. These people that come in, the Monicas and the Shars, that they think they're helping you, and they screwed your channel up, Michelle. They screwed it up big time.
Yeah.
You need to start listening to the people that have been there for you.
So would that be would that be like working with like pop more on a regular basis again?
Well, I haven't figured pop out. I want to assume that pop is more of a troll than what
Because I mean,
than
I talked out
anything.
on the wire. I talked to FC.
Yeah, but do you listen to what they're saying? Like FC said that he's been telling you for years that you need to do titles, change, put things
I
in your
know what the
titles.
title changes. But sometimes it's hard to come up with good titles, especially on live streams, which, like I explained, are so dynamic they can change in a heartbeat.
And that's okay if it changes.
For example,
because you can always go back and change your title. But initially you want to get that title that's going to catch certain people. Like, okay, so say for tonight,
let's modify
if you do
this one. Let's modify this one. Okay, let's see. NASQ Chill Zone can be kept. That's pretty much the main type of the show. But the how to make this channel. Okay, how to improve this channel.
Yeah, then that's exactly right, FC. FC just said, you read the news, you even talk about it in your stream usually about certain topics of the news. You can put that in your title, like, oh, today, obviously you want to avoid things like the C word, that virus thing. You don't want to talk about that stuff. But I mean, like,
I don't know if you guys know if they changed the title.
I don't even know. I stay away from the news.
Yeah.
Or, even start putting stuff in about Ed, let's discuss Ed's fascination with trains. Even if Ed's not here, you can still discuss it. And then people who, are interested in Ed will come over and discuss it.
Okay, we have one more question, which is related to all this. Why does Michelle sometimes get a yellow dollar sign? We still would like to know how that works.
Okay, Michelle, you need to stop focusing on that. That has nothing to do with you or your content.
It does, because sometimes, obviously, something I'm saying is giving us the yellow dollar sign.
No, I don't think it has anything. I think it's somebody's reporting you. I think some jerk off who's ticked off at you is just reporting you, and because a lot of times you get it overturned, right? You'll get the green one back, usually.
Right.
So don't even mention it anymore, because those people know that it's bothering you. So if that's something you have to continuously do, keep that on the down low. I think people are reporting you, so automatically it goes to a yellow dollar sign, and then you have to appeal it, and then YouTube is like, there's nothing wrong with it. It has nothing to do with you. It just has to do with some hater out there that's ticked off at you.
Yeah.
Because you don't do anything on your show that I could see as being unmonetizable, because I watch a lot, well, I used to watch a lot of people, and they do some pretty raunchy crap, and they're still monetized.
Right. But, like I said, even if somebody's reporting my show, is that why sometimes I see, like, all my likes and dislikes go to 0? Because the people that probably reported me were all false reporting, and they all got in trouble by YouTube, and so they decided to cancel the dislikes too?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but it's a possibility. People have all these troll accounts. They come in and they, one time I got like 200 dislikes on a stream I did, just because people don't like me. And like within 24 hours, it dropped down to like 20 or something like that. So it's not going to affect you. The fact that they're taking their time out to dislike you, it's obviously they have hurt feelings. There's nothing you can do about
that bot called Google Moderator. It's a bot. It's not real people. It's a machine. It's a third-party application that's not even written by YouTube anymore. YouTube closed theirs on June 30th, 2015. A rogue community created their own that infiltrated YouTube and Google itself. What do you know about that?
I don't know nothing about it. I don't pay attention to any of it, because to me, I don't like to focus on the negative. I like to focus on the positive. And, Brad even said it. You used to have a lot of fun on your channel. Now you're strictly about, oh, I'm getting the dislikes. Oh, I need more money. Oh, I can't get the stimulus yet. Or, oh, the trolls are bad. You focus too much on the negative, Michelle. You need to start focusing more on the positive things. Like, you still have a channel. You still have good support.
Yeah.
FC, Just Miss Jamie, Skynet. I'm coming back around. Red's coming around. You still got good people in here. You need to start focusing more on that and forget about all that negative crap, because it doesn't matter. It's just like life. Life is good and bad. What do you rather focus on, the good or the bad? I rather focus on the good, because that makes your life better.
Well, right now we got one membership also. We have one membership also. That makes a difference. I'd like to try to get more memberships. That's all I'll say there. But what I'd like to do is maybe get back into doing other projects with some help of a friend. Like I mentioned, the other projects I wanted to build, people mentioned collaboration with other channels. How many channels would like to do a collaboration with me on a project?
Well, you gotta figure that out on yourself. You gotta go to those channels and ask them. That's stuff you have to do, Michelle.
One other thing I also would like to do is,
I honestly think if you just sat down and started having fun, people will come back. Because right now, when you stream, Michelle, it's all like Debbie Downer stuff, and nobody wants to be around that. You need to bring back your joy. Have some fun. Use your channel, to have fun and enjoy yourself. Don't worry about the ad revenue. Don't worry about the yellow dollar sign. Don't worry about the dislikes.
right?
Because that will all fade. That will all go away.
Does anybody
once you start establishing a community.
Does anybody know when the next YouTube VidCon is going to be? I mean, I'm hoping it's going to be.
I don't know.
Because I would like to go to one of those one day.
That would be cool to go to one of those.
The thing is that they usually are on the West Coast, and I really would like to go to one of those and cover that. Maybe meet other people similar interests as me and do a collaboration with them, because I think there's a lot of things that we and other people like me have a lot of knowledge about, would love to talk about. Sit down, maybe drink a couple of, as much as I'm not into alcohol, I know some of them are, get together, drink a few, and come up with ideas. Hey, what kinds of stuff do you do? Well, I mostly cover the news, but I also am interested in science and technology. Right. So, you've been keeping up with the news and the science and technology. Yeah. But I also want to start building projects, but the problem is there's because of my physical disabilities, it's very difficult for me to do a lot of the stuff. Homeless people don't even care about pennies, Michelle. That's what I'm trying to do, guys. I'm trying to interact with the channels. Like I said, I do interact with a lot of the science and technology channels.
Well, I guess maybe you have some homework for this weekend, Michelle. Think about, like, if you're watching the news and there's something that you see in the news that really, like, gets you going, or really, something you want to talk about. Like you said, you and Ed have talks about the government and stuff all the time. Bring that back to your channel, even if Ed's not part of that. Say, hey, I seen something interesting this weekend in the news, and I want to talk about it.
I suggested something to add that I think would work out good for both of us, and that is not a live show, because obviously that's not going to happen. But with him anyway. But maybe we could do a video and cover some of the stuff in the video topic, and then upload that. Then we'd have a title. Then we would have a show. We'd have the rapport. We could maybe even do a premiere I'm not sure how premieres work. I never did a premiere in my life.
Well, from what I know from Premiere, it's a video that you pre-made and you
right.
premiere it, and you can be in the chat with the people. Like, so if they ask questions while the premiere is going on, that
right.
you can chat with the people in your chat, and you don't have to be up on top, on the stream.
And then what happens when the premiere is over? You don't exactly get knocked offline either, but I don't know how that works. I mean, like...
Yeah, I think once the video is done playing, I think it stops. But I'm not exactly sure how that all works because I've never premiered.
Because I know that when our 11 East Street Show did his, it didn't stop. We actually talked after the video ended as well.
Yeah. And that wouldn't be a bad idea for a video one day too. Say, how does the YouTube premiere work? And you do a video about it, and then you can put that, as your title. How does the YouTube premiere work? There's so much you can do, but like, a lot of people have been saying for a while now, months, that you're just so focused on all the negative stuff.
Well, I think if I can get Ed on camera with me, maybe during lunch or something, and then do a video, and that could be a premiere. And then I could observe how the premiere works, and then we could talk about the premiere technology.
Mm-hmm. You could. Yeah, you could. And make sure you put that in your title.
Yeah.
Because even if the community, even if the community that is sub to your channel isn't interested in that title will go out into the YouTube, into the search history. So if somebody's looking for how does the YouTube premiere work, your video is going to come up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's why the title is so important.
Yeah. They still do use the tags option, by the way, for those of you who don't know that. YouTube was considering getting rid of the tags. I guess they changed their mind and they reinstated the tags. Because the tags still do have some weight.
Is that the blue hashtag things you're talking?
Not the hashtags, but if you go to, when you upload a video, there's an option for tags. It's usually like in thumbnails. It's kind of like you click it, it pulls down more options. That's where you would enter the tags. Videos. For example, I use them on occasion to fill in, like yesterday's video talking about the monopod and things.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to give, my kid just started a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
She had like 30 subs. She did a video just putting out there like her favorite YouTubers, and one of them are Sniper Wolf. She likes Sniper Wolf. You know how many views that video has right now? And it's only been out for like 2 months. Just take a guess how many views she's got on that
1,000.
video. 10,000 views.
Okay.
10,000 views. Just because she had that name Sniper Wolf in there.
Right, I've seen that done too.
And she's gained 50 subscribers from that video. So that's why it's so important that you get a good title out there.
And also, I think, too, the other thing to remember is, yes, you're right about the good title. I don't disagree with that. She's doing that with videos. And I think that's important, too. I'm sure her video is not super long, either. That's something...
No, it's short.
Right.
Yeah, that's another thing, too. Little short, little vlogs, too. Like, they do those shorts now. I don't know if you know what a YouTube short is.
Yeah, I know what shorts are. Yes.
It's like TikTok. Like, you could just do, hey, a good morning from Ed and Michelle, and show Ed saying good morning and you saying, you and Lumi saying good morning.
Right, yeah.
And do a little short. Get your personality and your fun side out there, Michelle. We want to see that.
There's only one minor issue with the shorts. Shorts don't exist on desktops.
They don't?
No. Only on phone.
Only on... Oh, that's weird. Well, most people use their phone for everything nowadays. So that makes sense. I mean, I do.
Well, like I said, that's one of the reasons why I'm thinking more and more I want to focus on the videos because of the reason that, one, they're short enough that they're to the point, they have titles that are much more clear, much better descriptions, and I think some people may actually enjoy, like the monopod video yesterday, showing how is a person with multiple handicaps going to mount a cell phone on her walker so she can still walk around YouTube and still do videos.
Right. Which it was interesting to me. That's why I watched it, but it was a little long. It was a little long. So I mean, maybe if you're going to do something like that, maybe just stick to, you know, the monopod thing, and like cut that video, like only do the 10-minute
Right.
what's it called again?
Monopod.
Monopod. See, I didn't even know what that was. I'm like, what the heck's a monopod? I had to watch your video just to see what it was.
It looked like a rabbit ear for TV. I got it sitting right over here. I just gotta get the bracket for the locker first. But anyway, this is what the. This is it. This is a monopod. Mono meaning one leg. Okay. And it goes down like a TV rabbit ear too.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. So, and this is the camera bracket on the top. And I realized that the bracket I bought for the walker may be the wrong kind of, given the space in the walker. So I bought the other kind of bracket. So we'll see which one shows up first. Maybe I'll be doing a video comparing the two brackets, mounting that on the walker. Eventually, I want to get a cup holder on that walker too, because one of the things is I'd like to be able to have get a Cumberland Farms coffee or soda, and but it's kind of hard to drink soda or coffee when you're driving a walker, especially since the walker you really need to use both hands to make sure that you have the stability not to fall over.
Do you ever think about getting one of those motorized, not the scooters like you sit down on, but they have like those,
like a Segway?
Yeah, almost like a Segway.
Well, they're kind of expensive. The Segways are not cheap.
No, well, I'm not saying get a Segway. There's scooter, like kids have them. I know they make them for adults too, but like my daughter had a scooter that was motorized, and
yeah, I've seen them.
You could just drive it around,
Yeah, I don't have much good balance though for those type of scooters that look in some ways that kind of have like a skateboard with a steering wheel.
Right. She would need something a little bit more stable, I think. Yeah, Out on the Wire has a good thought, like pimp my walker. It's funny,
I don't even know how
you
would steer a Segway in the first place. I don't even know how you keep balanced on those things.
Yeah, Segways are a little, you need good balance for those. But they do make like 4-wheeled type scooter things. I mean, you're already walking with your walker.
Yeah.
And it would be easy, it'd be a lot lighter, and you could take it up to your apartment and not worry about anyone stealing it. And it's just a thought. I'm not saying to do it or anything.
I suppose that if you wanted to take two of those scooter mechanisms and basically screw them down to a piece of plywood or something that's pretty reinforced, then you can stand on it, give you a wider berth.
Yeah, well, they do make scooters like that now.
The problem is that Winstead's sidewalks have got some pretty big cracks, so the wheels have to be pretty big to get over those cracks. So
a military jetpack. How about a jetpack, Michelle? That would be fun.
No, those wouldn't work because they're only waiting for about 15 minutes.
Only 15. You know what I'd like to try is that water thing. It's like a jetpack, but they use the water.
Right? Yeah, I know what it is.
That would be cool to try. I've never tried that.
I've seen that done. Yeah, I've seen it done. The problem is that it's very expensive because you're using fire hoses to supply the water pressure, which is coming from very large pump mechanism.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be pumping pretty hard.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a story for you. My brother got robbed yesterday. You know how weed is legal? Somebody came and stole some of his weed plants.
Excuse me?
My brother, he got robbed yesterday.
Okay.
They stole, he was growing his own weed, his own marijuana crop.
Okay.
And somebody came and stole some of his plants.
Really? He runs a dispensary, or was it just out of his own home?
No, it was just for personal use. But this is the second year they've done it to him.
Yeah. People are desperate.
Mm-hmm.
I
think it's
once
kids.
they legalize Mary Jane on the federal level, which they will do eventually, there's going to be a lot of grand theft marijuana going on.
Yep, there is. Well, you know, the law is, at least here in Michigan, they said they don't want to be able to see your crop from the road. Otherwise, they'll come and take it from you.
Really?
Yeah, which I think is kind of weird. I mean, I guess it protects the people, you know, who are planting the stuff, but...
Well, that's why most of Mary Jane is grown in warehouses anyway, or greenhouses.
Yep, locked warehouses. Guarded, electrical fenced.
240 volts to neutral to ground. Oh, yeah. 30 amp circuit, high impedance transformer. Actually, low impedance transformer.
Yeah. Now, do you have a lot of dispensaries going up by you, Michelle, or no? Or is it still not legal by you?
Medicinal use is legal.
Still not recreational, huh?
Not yet. Massachusetts it is. New Jersey it is. I think New York it is. I think Connecticut had been talking about legalizing it. They there was questions about what was the best way to enforce it. But I think it will be legalized sooner or later, especially once the United States government defaults on the debt ceiling and the state's going to be looking for more money. They're going to end up having to legalize it to make up what they are not getting from the federal government anymore. Because that means each individual state would be responsible for their own income. Because once the United States defaults and crumbles away, each individual state's going to be its own country.
Yeah. You think that's going to happen?
I think it's likely to start happening this year. I think it's going to start because of the policies of what's going on right now. It's going to start to become the beginning of the end, where if the Democrats are not going to be able to raise the debt ceiling, do a continuing resolution. The government's going to default because the Republicans refuse to help vote on any legislation to keep the government running with the continuing resolution and raising the debt ceiling. So if that happens, then the government is going to default probably by mid-October. But the government already will be in partial shutdown already because they wanted to put the continuing resolution and the debt ceiling raise in the same one. So the point is that if that happens, then the government basically gets their bond rating turned to junk. What's going to happen is that all the federal government is going to tell the states, I'm sorry, but as a government, we can't help you anymore. You guys are going to have to find your own resources. And then you're going to see individual states finding ways to raise their own money to keep their own state social services programs running, which they should have been doing for years anyway, because the 13th Amendment allows the states to regulate its own activities within the states.
Michelle, out on the wire said you used to channel the devil?
I did channel the devil for a few times on the show. Many years ago, about 2006 17. Was it 17? Yeah.
That's not a bad idea what Out on the Wire just said. Like, Halloween's coming. Is that something you'd be interested in doing again, or
don't
no?
forget to know the devil doesn't like being channeled by me. Because I'm a light worker and he's a dark worker and he doesn't like being channeled by me.
Even better. Let's piss off the devil.
Oh, trust me. The last time I did it on Cringe Report, it's too bad none of those shows saved. Cringe Report couldn't save any of his shows. After Critical Unity did a strike against this channel, it would have been nice if he could have saved some of the early shows, because there was a lot of interesting footage that we would do in Cringe Report. Cringe Report was a comedy group. We knew it was a comedy group. I understood that. I was doing that with the comedy group on that show, and we would try to keep my channel itself the way it was, and that we would focus on the Cringe Report, doing the comedy routines and things like that. That was what we were doing, and also other fun things like the channeling of the devil, which was really not made up. That was really channeling the devil on that show. The thing is, today we don't have that alternative outlet to go to alternative channels. Everything was being pushed onto this channel, which left a lot of people kind of confused, because they're like, "What's this person doing?" You know, I kind of would love to see the Cringe Report type show continue, but unfortunately, Cringe Report lost the 2017. We lost the actual live stream with the convocation. And that was done on his channel with music videos with YouTube permission and everything. And that was a major slap in the face.
Yeah. And, and it sucks that you lost all that stuff. But that opens it up for you to make new and, newer and better memories, I don't know, the Michelle that I've heard that, back in like 3-4 years ago is a completely different person than I know today. And I don't know what changed, if it's just something that you're not interested in doing or anything. But I mean, stuff like what Out on the Wire said, that you channeled the devil, that would be an amazing show to me. And I'm sure a lot of people would enjoy watching something like that.
Well,
especially around now, because it's Halloween coming up.
I think what happened with my channel was I actually went through the beginnings of a nervous breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what was going on, and my therapist agreed. It's best to change the show to something that you're more comfortable with, because what's happening to you is they are basically making you very uncomfortable in your own channel, and you need to set the limits of how far you'll go.
And that's exactly right, Michelle. You have to think about your own mental health first. But right. The great thing about that is it's your show. Like you said, you control it. So if something's making you uncomfortable, you can shut it down immediately. But that doesn't mean you can't have fun still, on anything. I mean, like, you don't want to channel the devil, you don't have to. But you can build off of that. Like Out on the Wire said, Halloween's coming up. Start thinking of, like, things that you're interested in that you could share with your audience.
Right. One of the things that we were going to do a couple of years ago was to have something similar to what we did with the convocation last year with the live stream. Unfortunately, YouTube never gave that thing a green dollar sign, but that's not the point. What we wanted to do was have a convocation outside. Set up an altar outside and do the convocation out in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why that never happened was it got it was raining one convocation when we were going to do it outside, and so that kind of never happened. And I would still like to try to do the convocation outside, but I would need help getting the gear downstairs, setting up the altar, setting up the candles, getting the additional supplies that we would need, some help with sound reinforcement. But I don't know when that's going to happen either. Because that's a lot of work. That was a lot of work to do that. You saw the planning in some of the early show, but you never saw the actual show. Because even then, it was a lot of work to get that worked out.
Out on the Wire said you had a Thanksgiving song you used to do?
Yeah, and I don't know where that is now. And the Thanksgiving song was based on a song that was on the YouTube library. But I don't know where the heck Thanksgiving song went. I don't even know where it is.
We'll make a new one.
I don't know. I could try. I could try. It's something I've been working on.
Yeah. I mean, Michelle, you're into spirituality and part of the mental psyche. And a lot of the mental psyche for yourself is how you perceive things and how you react to things. And if you're always going to, like I said before, focus on the negative stuff, you're not going to have a really enjoyable life. Out on the Wire said you could make a video about how to make a snowball and just have fun with it. You can literally do anything as long as you're having fun. That's what matters. And that's what's going to draw people in.
That brings up a question there. Of course, it goes beyond YouTube, but I'm going to bring it up anyway, which is I've had a very hard life growing up. I never really had it easy. I've always had to fight hard to get it where I am today. So my life has never been a happy life. My life has been very painful. People don't think about it. I was raised to believe is that you're going to fight to keep everything or you're going to lose it all because somebody's going to steal your stuff. I know that's kind of negative, but that's the way I was raised. And yet, okay, here again, seeing that fight or flight thing is still deep in my heart, even now. If I grew up in a house that was a different environment where everybody focused on happy times and never the bad times, it probably would have been a very different channel. Probably would have been a very completely different environment than what this channel is.
Right. And I'm going to tell you what my therapist told me years ago. What happened to you in the past, what happened to you in your childhood, it's not happening to you now. The greatest thing about being an adult is you can live your own life, make your own, make your own happy. What you couldn't do as a child that made you happy, you can do that now.
Right, but
you got nobody stopping you from doing it.
I'm sure there's one thing that your therapist would also probably say to you nicely is, however, if you happen to have multiple disabilities where you can't drive a car and you can't get to the heart, get the materials to do the things that you want to do, it makes it a lot harder.
All right, now I'm going to let you know what my mom used to say to me, to people like that, because we had a lot of people in our family that had disabilities. Life is what you make of it. So what? You can't drive a car. You don't have to drive a car in order to make yourself happy. You can sit in your own house and do things that make you happy.
Well, that's what my mom said too. But here's what I'm getting at. There are materials that you're going to need, okay, if you're going to build a project. And unfortunately, for example, piece for Ed was talking about, this is for Ed, but I'm going to use it as an example because I've done something similar. I need a 4x8 piece of plywood. Okay, well, where am I going to find a 4x8 piece of plywood? I said, you're going to order it. Or you're going to have to find somebody who can go down to Lowe's or Home Depot and pick you up a piece. I don't know anybody that can go pick me up a piece. Well, they do delivery, but it's kind of expensive. Then he says, "Well,
When
He
is
says, I don't
Skynet
want to
supposed to
spend
come visit?
money. I said, wait, okay. You want a piece of plywood basically for free because you don't want to spend money on plywood. But yet you want the plywood like yesterday. Well, it sounds kind of like you're going to have to make a decision, Ed, because if you want the plywood like yesterday, you get on Lowe's.com, you order the piece of plywood, they deliver it by their truck, you pay the delivery guy, and you don't complain. Now, if you want it for free, that means that you're going to have to ask around for somebody who maybe been taking out plywood off a house they're going to smash to the ground or something, or demolish, or whatever. And then the plywood is probably going to be weathered and probably not in the best of shape. But that's an option, you know. So you want something done, you're going to have to pick your choice. You want to buy new plywood and pay for it, or do you want to get old plywood, but it may not be like tomorrow? I said because I told him, said it's that simple. You don't have a car. I don't have a car. I can't carry up a piece of 4x8 plywood up the stairs. There's no way I can.
Okay, what does he need? What does he need plywood for? For his trains?
Yes, so he can put his trains on surface.
He could do. I've seen his train. They're not that super heavy. He could actually get stuff from the dollar store that would work just as easy. That real thick poster board stuff, if you double that up, that would be better than plywood.
Well,
his plywood right now is running like I think $100 a sheet. There's no way you guys can afford that.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I can't believe how much plywood went up in price. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And do you guys have a dollar store near you or no?
We have two.
Does he ever go into it? Because they have this thick poster board that, like I said, if you doubled it up, it would be as strong as plywood. Now, he would have to tape it together and maybe get a can of spray paint to make, make it look like what he wanted. But you can get that stuff all at the dollar store. And it would be a lot lighter to carry.
Right. Contact cement would work, I'm sure, because you could, like...
Yeah.
If he's got 4 foot by 8 foot sections of it, it'll make him that big.
And then he could, if he wants to move it, it'd be a lot easier to break it down
or something. Because he said the minimum he would need is 4 foot by 6 foot. So if we can get a couple 4 by 6 sheets of that, and then just get some contact construction adhesive and glue the pieces together, that would work. But then he said, well, I still need a table to set it on. I said, well, you can always set it on my television, which would work for now. But he said to me, I kind of wish there was a way I could have done better bench work than this. I said, the problem, Ed, is right now is this apartment is full of a lot of stuff that's my equipment on one side. Then you got the living room in the other, which is where we entertain guests. I don't know where you would put this layout. But, like I said, I'm trying to think of a solution, and I'm not really coming up with a lot of answers.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the hobby that he's into, he needs more room. So, I mean, he's going to have to think about, like, if that's something he wants to do, then you guys may have to start looking for another place, that's going to give him that room to be able to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it sounds like where you're living now, you don't have the space for it, and it's just going to, and with your sight problem, he can't just take up all that space, because I can see bad things happening if that happens.
Yeah. But, men like to sprawl anyway. They always tend to come to think of ways that they want to go for the grand projects, But this isn't his apartment specifically. This is mine. We have to work together on this,
Exactly. Yeah, you have to compromise in any relationship, especially if you live together.
Yeah.
And if he's going to be pig-headed about it, then you got to ask yourself, is that something you want to live with for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
I know I don't want to live. I would never want to be with the person
Well,
that
one
is
of the
so
things that me and
stubborn
Ed
and
were
only
talking
think
about,
about
which is
themselves.
related to what John Heyman was asking about, is what are we gonna ever gonna move on? And he and I both kind of came up to the conclusion is we'd like to move on, but unfortunately the resources right now are just not there.
And that's understandable. It's hard right now.
Yeah. Maybe after the housing crash happens and the markets basically like the Lehman Brothers event that's happening over there in China about Evergrande, which is their Lehman Brothers, takes a nosedive. There might be even in the United States, it's going to probably trickle over into the United States also, where you're going to see all these houses that were bought up for pennies. They're just going to basically end up back in the market again because people are going to sell because the value of the house is depreciated. They bought it at a high inflated price on the mortgages, and then they're going to want to sell because they want to get out of the high mortgages.
Yeah.
A civil sentimental train going in the house, base to your Christmas tree. We don't have a Christmas tree that really has much of a base. It's screwed down to an entertainment cabinet because it doesn't even have a stand. But it's up year round too. It's not just up during the winter time. Michelle just never took it back down again. Because they have to get underneath the table to take out the 2 wood screws or the 2 sheetrock screws to take it off the table. So I just said, screw it, leave it there. Right. Yeah, so like I told back to Ed, I said, Ed, I really would like to be able to do this option of, buying someplace, but right now that's not going to happen. Right now, other landlords in their states have really increased their rents a lot in their apartments that they have. We're lucky Jimmy still has this place at the price that is manageable for us. Because if you go to anywhere, you're still going to have to deal with the first month's, last month's security, key deposit, application fee. That's going to be a lot of money that we don't have, not including the moving truck. And he's saying,
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, but Jimmy's a crappy landlord. He's taking advantage of you guys, and he's breaking some laws too. Yeah, I've kind of looked into that a little bit. He's taking advantage of the elderly.
No, I don't disagree with that. I think that's probably true. But, see, Ed is used to thinking, like, throw all this stuff into the garbage can, basically just chop out the shirt on your back, go into a new place, get all new furniture and everything, and then reset up your new home.
Yeah.
There. Well, the problem is...
I agree out on the wire. She focuses on way too much of the negative. And that will keep her in that funk that she's in.
Right.
You got to start focusing on, like, start thinking of things like, he said, instead of coming up with reasons why you can't, let's discuss how you can. I mean, that's a better approach to things.
Well, we try to do that too. We did that, and that's how we ended up basically sabotaging the first living accommodations in Winston, which was with a better landlord than this guy. Even though that landlord was a control freak. We thought we focused on, how good it would be to live in a motorhome. We got a motorhome, and then it was needed repairs, and then basically, we said, we can do it. Yeah, we did it, but it sure costed us a lot of money to do it, too. I'm not sure what all the fruits and vegetables mean, guys. Sorry. That's over my league. I don't understand what that stuff means. So, yeah, I mean, there are things that we want to do. The But we have a show tonight at 7 o'clock. And I gotta find out if there's... If World of Warcraft is still working anymore for me, because I didn't increase the Mojave because I can't, because my video card doesn't like Mojave, because it doesn't have the EFI ROM. That's another story there. I need to get a better video card for the computer. And I need one with a Mac ROM chip to do a lot of the stuff that I need to do.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to jump off, Michelle. I got some stuff to do today. It's nice talking to you, and I'll talk to you guys later in the chat, too. Have a good Saturday.
Yeah, we'll see you probably tonight.
Yep, probably.
Yep, bye-bye. All right, so let's just get ready. Wrap it up. And, so, I guess for now, I'll talk to you guys later. Maybe. I still need to finish working on the story. I was working on, I finished working on chapter 3 of that story. But anyway, I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up for now. Stay out of trouble, guys. Okay? See you tonight at 7. This will be a 5 network stream, so you'll see what happens. Right? Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.